folks. Sorry for the delay there. Oh, good. Valerie's saying in the chat on YouTube you were delayed as well. That's good. The more people delayed, the better, because I was late popping onto Zoom and then had to get everything connected. So welcome. If you're watching over on YouTube for the very first time, welcome to one of my beginner play-alongs. I try to do these twice per month, one at this time and one on a Thursday. And because of daylight saving time, this has shifted a little bit for those of you not under the spell of daylight saving time yet. But we are just going to play together for the next hour from my beginner songbook. There are folks here on Zoom with me, and if you ever want to join me on Zoom, you can sign up as one of my patrons. But these replays will be available after the fact too, so you can always come in and check out the replays at any time, whether you're a patron or not. And the songbook is available to everybody, so if you want it on your own end, you can get it from, I think it's in the description box of this YouTube video, there's a link, but also it's on my website, New Uke, New York, and also in public Patreon posts so that you can get it easily there too. If you're watching on YouTube, you can make requests and ask questions in the chat. Even if you're not playing along, you can make requests. And also, please feel free to say hi. I see Audrey said hi from Richmond, who has 2 requests already. That's terrific. And Jane is in Philadelphia. And excuse me, Valerie Hart's also watching. And I've got Audrey and Bob and Jennifer over here on Zoom, and Kathy coming in from the waiting room right now. So let's pick something to warm up on. Why don't we actually warm up on Hard Times Come Again No More? Every song we play today, we're going to play from a beginner angle, and I'll give a little bit of instruction before we get started, but feel free to ask questions if there's anything that I don't cover. And also, you know, if the song looks a little more complicated on the page, I'll talk about ways that we can simplify it. If you're not a beginner and you're playing at a more advanced level, of course you can make changes and feel free to play it at the level you are at. Let's get it up on the screen. Here it is. Hard Times Come Again No More. This is a song with a lot of verses. We don't necessarily need to do them all so that we have time to do more of the songs in the chat, and we're not going to need to do the different picking and strumming and things that I may have done when I originally first played this. Let's pick something that's a nice sort of warm-up strum, and my suggestion would be what's written up here, this down, down, up, down, down, up. There are some chords that have bold print on them. Those are only going to get 1 down, down, up, but otherwise we'll give 2 per chord. And why don't we just play, let's see, here comes Susan from the waiting room. Why don't we just play the first half of the song? Let's see. So we have a verse, a chorus, a verse, a chorus, a verse, and we'll do the first chorus after the page turn. Let's do that much. And that way we'll have more time for more songs, especially since it's also kind of a slow one. We don't need to necessarily do the whole thing. There's a couple of optional chords here that you can play. They're not hard. This C suspended 4 is the one I'm actually thinking of, where you can add a finger, your index finger, on the first fret of the E string to your C chord. Excuse me, to your C chord. That makes a C suspended 4. It's only going to come in here every once in a while. You see it here in the intro, but you can just play the regular C if you'd prefer that. Let's see, although the other chords are pretty straightforward. Let's give this one a try. Let's see here, make sure everybody is muted over on my end. How about this tempo? 1 and a 2 and a C, 2 of those, and then 2 more. Now we have the G, 2 of those, 1 C, 1 F, C. We're basically playing the end of the chorus. C, C suspended, single C. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears while we all sob sorrow with the poor. There's a song that to let Valerie in from the waiting room. Next verse. While we seek mirth and beauty and music light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Hard times come again no more. There's a pale drooping maiden who toils her life away with a worn heart whose better days are o'er. Though her voice would be merry, 'tis sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. Go back up and just sing that last chorus one more time. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. We can end with a single C down here. All right. Great suggestion, and that was a nice warm-up. And the other suggestion that you made was for on the radio. So let's look at that one from a beginner angle too. On the radio is a little bit more unusual a song, not quite as straightforward on the page. And I did write it up more as an intermediate arrangement, but we've done this before in these jams, and I want to show you how you could work through it as a beginner, and then if you're interested in adding on extra elements later, you can. It's just a 4-chord song, just these 4 chords here, so pretty simple beginner chords. I know, sometimes we're still kind of struggling with G when we're beginners, or making a switch between 2 chords. But these are all accessible. And I like to use a simple rock strum, meaning you can hit just 4 beats or 2 beats with an optional up at the end to kind of go all the way through the song. No matter what I've written up here, that's more for the intermediate version of the song. And there's a little bit more straightforward rhythm to how the chords change, even though what Regina Spektor is doing in this song is very different, and she's doing it with piano. So it's not exactly the same as the original, but we can get kind of the spirit of it across. So let's try this rock strum, or you can hit 2 beats if that is easier for you. And I'll just kind of walk you through the song. We're going to skip where we have these kind of chord melody intros and riffs. So I'll talk you through that part too. When we get to it, we'll be kind of skipping through those. All right, so let's try just starting with the C chord. This is a good tempo for us. 2, 3, 4. This is how it works. It feels a little worse than when we drove our hearse right through that screaming crowd while laughing up a storm until we were just born, until it got so warm that none of us could sleep, and all the styrofoam began to melt away. But tried to find some words to aid in the decay, but none of them were whole inside their catacomb. A million ancient bees began to sting our knees while we were on our knees, praying that disease would leave the ones we love and never come again. And on the radio we heard November rain. That solo's really long, but it's a pretty song. We listened to it twice, 'cause the DJ was asleep. Page turn here. We're going to skip this little riff here and go to the next verse. But let's play, let's go with the C. And then let's do a little G. Here we go, next verse. This is how it works. You're young until you're not. You love until you don't. You try until you can't. You laugh until you cry. You cry until you laugh. And everyone must breathe until their dying breath. Now this is how it works. You peer inside yourself. You take the things you like and try to love the things you took. And then you take that love you made and stick it into someone else's heart, pumping someone else's blood, and walking arm in arm. You hope it don't get hard, but even if it does, you'll just do it all again. And on the radio you'll hear November rain. That solo's awful long, but it's a good refrain. You'll listen to it twice, 'cause the DJ is asleep. On the radio, 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 on the radio. Just look at the chords here. C, and here's a G, and let's play a C to end. All right. So if you're familiar with the original, you can either listen to my cover or you can actually listen to the original and kind of see where some of these riffs might come in, but I don't want to worry about that when we're beginners looking at a song like that. It's sometimes good just to kind of go through the chords and see what we're doing. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. And hi to people who just came in from the waiting room. We have a nice big group today. Again, people over on YouTube, if you're just joining us, you're welcome to say hi there. I'm going to put the songbook back up on the screen and folks can make more requests of what else you want to play. Here's the first page. There's a second page too. We added some new songs last month.
Did we play the last Great American Dynasty yet?
I don't know if we have played it even once, so that's a great suggestion. Let's look at that Taylor Swift song here. All right, going down to the L's, there's Landslides. There we go. This one is a two-pager. If you don't know this song, it's nice because it's one of the songs that you can play in the original key that Taylor Swift performs it in with some very ukulele-friendly chords. And a lot of her songs either have very ukulele-friendly chords, or if you just transpose it up or down a key or two, you can find a good place to play it on ukulele. So this is one that I like to play with one of my students who really loves Taylor Swift. And so I thought I would add it into our songbook. It works really nicely with island strum if you know how to play it. But if you don't, again, you can just hit the beats, kind of like we did that rock strum, and that will also work for you really nicely. We're going to skip things like these 8-count plucks and things like that that just make it sound a little more like the original. And if you notice here, we can do, whether you're a beginner or not, you could do single strums the whole way through the song, but to make it sound a little more like the original, we can actually play the whole first stanza in that single strum, 1 per chord. And in this case, I've grayed out the final C chord in each line because that's more like the original if you're familiar with it. She doesn't play the piano on that final chord, but there is a count for it. So I included it to help us keep the time, but we can go ahead and skip it when it comes to playing, unless you want to. If it helps you keep the time to play it too, please feel free to. Oh, and Clifford is saying, hi from San Francisco. Oh, good. I'm glad you made it. That's great. First timer. Feel free to make some requests as we go along. So I'm going to play this island strum, but again, if you don't know the island strum, you can do down, down, up like we did on the first song. You can do the rock strum, whatever works for you. And if you don't know this song at all, then hang in there because it repeats itself in terms of melody, and I think you'll be able to pick up some of it before the end. So let's do at this tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rebecca rode up on the afternoon train. I said I'd do single strums and I didn't. It was sunny. Here we go, I'll switch to single. Her Starbucks house on the coast took her mind off St. Louis. You got a preview of what's coming next. 2, 3, 4, G. Bill was the heir to the Standard Oil name and money, and the town said, how did a middle-class divorcee do it? 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, G. The wedding was charming if a little gauche. There's only so far no money goes. They picked out a home and called it Holiday House. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, G. The parties were tasteful if a little loud. The doctor had told him to settle down. It must have been her fault his heart gave out. 2, 3, 4, 1. And they said, there goes the last great American dynasty. Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? I think these next 2 grayed out ones I'll play through. There goes the maddest woman this town has ever seen. Yeah, keep playing for those. She had a marvelous time, ruining everything. Chuck here if you like to. No need to. Rebecca gave up on the Rhode Island set forever. Flew in all her bitch pack friends from the city. Filled the pool with champagne and swam with the big names and blew through the money on the boys and the ballet. And losing on card game bets with Dolly. And they said, here's the page, turn B. There goes the last great American dynasty. Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? There goes the most shameless woman this town has ever seen. She had a marvelous time, ruining everything. Here comes the bridge, melody changes here. They say she was seen on occasion, pacing the rock, staring out at the midnight sea. And in a feud with her neighbor, she stole his dog and dyed it key lime green. 50 years is a long time. Holiday house sat quietly on that beach, free of women with madness, the men in bad habits. And then it was bought by me. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, C. 3, 4, G. 2, 3, 4. Who knows if I never showed up, what could have been? 2, 3, 4, G. 3, 4. There goes the loudest woman this town that one, Bob. That was fun. Let's see here. Excuse me, I'm going to have to shut this for just a second to peek over at my... Oh, good. I thought there was something going on over in my YouTube chat I couldn't see because of where my songbook was. And Greg is saying hi. Hello. Nice to see you in the chat over there. Let's go back and take some more requests. Here's the second page here. You can make requests from either page. I just want people to have options. I think that's the whole thing there. There's nothing below those two songs at the bottom. Oh, yes there is, because Orphan Girl's 65 and Ring of Fire is 70, aren't there? Here is a request in the chat maybe, and somebody unmute themselves, what you're saying?
Oh, I was going to say, I think Ellen was asking about King of the Road.
Oh yeah, let's do that. We've got Horse with No Name, Brown Eyed Girl, King of the Road, and Souvenirs. Terrific. Some great suggestions there. So let's do King of the Road first, just because I don't have it written out in front of me in the chat. That way I won't forget to do it. Let's scroll down there. Oop, just went too far. There it is. This is a fun one we've done a number of times, but if you haven't played this with us before, oh, and Greg is suggesting Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Great suggestion too. For this one, I really like to do the down, down, up strum that we did first, or that island strum we just did, just to switch it up. I'll do down, down, up on this one, but you can do island if you like that better. And then it's got a couple of fun elements that even beginners can try if you want. On the I Ain't Got No Cigarettes line, we can do a single strum and then a knock. And I will knock along where it says KN there in the row. And also when we get to the end of the bridge, we can do down strums. You can pump them if you know how, but don't worry if you don't know what that means. When you're doing every lock that ain't locked, when no one's around, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I sing. Again, totally optional, but that is how I'm going to make that little transition there. And finally, a really fun cowboy ending that anybody can do if you can play a G chord is to strum your G, move the whole shape back to the first and second fret, and then move it all the way forward again to the G. So it's just one shift, G, da, da, one fret shifting. That's how that cowboy ending works there. So feel free to throw that in at the end with me if you want. All right, just 4 chords, not too bad. Let's see, let's do it about this tempo. 1 and a 2 and a trailer for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents, no phone, no pool, no pets, I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys an 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. 3rd boxcar for me. Let's see, let's do Horse with No Name next because that's nearby in the alphabet. This is a nice one because it is not very many chords. There we go. It's 2 or 3 chords. I mentioned this last time we played it. You have an option. I have used 3 chords just so you get a little bit more variance, but you can also substitute the F sharp minor just by continuing to play the D6. So if you like the E minor to D6 and you don't want to do that F sharp minor, just leave it out and play the D6 wherever it says F sharp minor. You're mainly just going back and forth between these 2 chords. And so I added the 3rd chord, which I saw on some arrangements, just for a little bit of a difference. But it can be played as a 2-chord song too. Let's see, let's scroll up a little bit more, get the end of the song here. And let's see. I'm going to play this one with the island strum. Maybe I'll throw in a chucking island strum halfway through, but you can stick with regular island. You can keep going on that down, down, up. You can just hit the beats, single strums. All of that's fair game. And if you do know how to chuck and you're practicing that, don't worry about what your chucking sounds like. Just give it your best shot. If you don't want to chuck, don't worry about it. But I'll start out with the regular island strum. Let's see. Oops, I'm playing that wrong. Sounded okay, but not right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor. Here's the verse. On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz in the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. Do that again. La 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 la. After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red. After 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at a riverbed, and the story it told of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give right. Let's drop down to the bottom of the alphabet and do Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow next. There it is. A couple more chords in this one in total, but with the exception maybe of this D minor and E7, we've played most of these in the jam so far. So if those are new chords for you, pick an easy strum. Pick something you know you can do comfortably, that down, down, up, single strums. I'm probably going to do the island strum for this one again. It just fits in really nicely with most 4/4 songs. And this is a nice relaxed one. We don't have to do it fast. It's got 3 verses and one that's probably like a bridge, I would think of it as. So it's fairly simple for us to learn. 1, 2, here's the intro F. Tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly. Tonight the light of love is in your eyes. But will you love me tomorrow? Saying farewell in the chat on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you'll join us again. We're going to go up and do Brown Eyed Girl next, and then we'll pick up Souvenirs. Brown Eyed Girl is a Cynthia Lynn chart. This is one of her public arrangements. This is an older chart from her, but the chords are really nicely aligned with where they change. So that's one of the reasons I really like Cynthia's charts to play with. Just 4 chords. It's a very classic chord progression in this song. It is a little different again in the chorus than in the verse, but it's pretty straightforward. And again, this is one that Cynthia teaches with island strum, works really nicely with island, and since I didn't switch to chucking in the song I said I was going to 2 songs ago, I'll do it in this one. I'll change to some chucking on verse 2. Again, if you're not chucking, don't worry about it. The other thing to let you know is that when we get to this bridge section, the way that Cynthia has suggested we play it, which again, you could just do single strums, is that if you want to, you can do down strums on the Do You Remember When? And she's counted them out, 6 slow, 5 fast. It sounds like this. Do you remember when? And there's where the 5 fast come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hit. We used to sing. Hit just means a fast strum that you then stop the sound, which you can do with either hand, but you don't even have to stop it. You could just think sixth slow, sixth fast. You don't have to break it up the way she's broken it up. But again, it sounds like this. Do you remember when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yeah, we used to sing? And then we'll go into the strumming for the sha-la-la part. And that happens twice. You get a second chance to try it a little further down the page. All right, let's give this one a shot. I think a lot of people in these jams have played this one before, but if you haven't, hang in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Hey, where did we go? The days when the rain came down in the hollow, playing a new game. Excuse me. Laughing down and running, hey, hey, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with our hearts a thumping and you, a brown-eyed girl, you, my brown-eyed girl. Chuck if you want, don't if you don't. Whatever happened to Tuesday and so slow? Going down to the old mine with a transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, high behind a rainbow's wall, slipping and a sliding, hey, hey, all along the waterfall with you, a brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you remember when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we used to sing sha la 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 dee da, just like that. Sha la 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 dee da, la dee da. So hard to find my way now that I'm all on my own. I saw you just the other day. My, how you have grown. Cast my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you, a brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. One more time with that bridge pattern. Here we go. Do you remember when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we used to sing sha la 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 dee da, just like that. Sha la 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 dee da. Sha la 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 dee da. Sha la 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 dee da, la dee da. 2, 3, 4. All right. I really like how that song has built in just like that, so that even if you made a mistake, you can pretend you're doing it exactly correctly. And I always think of that when I sing that part. All right, let's look at Souvenirs. This is one of our newer John Prine songs. If you've been around at all for a while, you know I love a John Prine song. I don't know this one as well as I should, so we're going to see how I get through it. I apologize if I get any of the melody wrong, but I'm working on this one. I'm going to know it better soon. This was one, too, that only has 3 chords. Beautiful. That's really nice. And you can play it so many different ways, but I'm not going to suggest that we do a particularly complicated picking pattern when we're doing it from the beginner angle. I'm going to suggest that even though you could play this with island strum, certainly, most John Prine songs you can because most of them are in 4/4. I'm going to suggest that if you want to follow me, that maybe I do something a little different. We haven't done much with rock strum yet in this jam. So I'm going to do a more 1, 2, 3, 4 with that optional up on the end. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. And let's just see how that sounds with this, because we've been doing a lot of island strum in this jam, and that gives us something different to do. However, if island is your jam, please feel free to keep doing island. It'll fit into the same number of beats. Anything else unusual about this one? Oh, at the very end, there's kind of a tricky C little, it's not hard, but I didn't put the barred B on here because we don't need to play it. So I'm going to suggest we just skip that as beginners, and we just end with a single C strum. We don't need to do that little back and forth, which really is just to make it sound a little more like, I'm sorry, I went the wrong way. It's to make it sound a little more like the original. It's kind of a version of that G thing we did on King of the Road, but since this is in a different key, it's a little harder to play because it's barred chords. So I'm just going to hit the C there at the end. All right, let's try it. I'm going to do one pattern for each of these pairs in the beginning. So I will do 4 counts for each of these, and then we'll just see how the rest of the song shakes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, C. F. G7. C. All the snow has turned to water. Christmas days have come and gone. Broken toys and faded colors are all that's left to linger on. I hate graveyards and old pawn shops, for they always bring me tears. I can't forgive the way they robbed me of my childhood souvenirs, memories that can't be bought. They can't be won at carnivals for free. Well, it took me years to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how they slipped away from me. Again, like the intro here. Verse 2. Broken hearts and dirty windows make life difficult to see. That's why last night and this morning always look the same to me. And I hate reading old love letters, for they always bring me tears. I can't forget the way they robbed me of my sweetheart's souvenirs, memories that can't be bought. They can't be won at carnivals for free. Well, it took me years to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how they slipped away from me. I'm just going to end on this C here after this G7. Here he comes. All right. Wow, this is a fast slipping away hour here. I know I was a few minutes late, so I can actually stay beyond a few minutes if people don't have to go right at the top of the hour. But let's get another, maybe we have time for 2 more. Let's get another couple of requests. Let's go all the way down to the bottom of the second page here. But again, make requests from anywhere in the songbook.
I'll fly away.
Great. That's a good one. Somebody have another one right away? And we can do them back to back.
House of the Rising Sun or
Great.
Mad World, somebody said.
Oh, and well, yeah, Mad World and Wayward Wind. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys come back because I want to do all those songs. Let's start with the I'll Fly Away and House of the Rising Sun, and then we'll see if we have time for one more after that too. All right. Try not to waste our time scrolling. Let's get there. Here's I'll Fly Away. You know what? Let's this one's a long one too, just like we did with Hard Times. I love this whole song, but just in the interest of getting another song and maybe let's knock out a verse in the middle. Let's do oh gosh, I like all these verses so much. We're just going to skip this verse here in the middle just because then we can maybe play a third song. And so we'll also do this the way I like to do it, which is a little peppy, and that will also help it not take as long. I'm going to do the island strum here, but feel free to do down, down, up, or another strum. That should go without saying, but I like to repeat myself. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, D. Some bright morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life have gone, I'll fly away like a bird or prison walls has flown. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Skipping down to just a few. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy will never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Well, ending here. When I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. All right. If you need to leave right at the top of the hour, I totally understand. I will not be offended. But we're just going to squeeze a couple more songs in here since I was late getting us to the Zoom and the YouTube folks. House of the Rising Sun we'll do next. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get that all on one page. There we go. Now this one has a different rhythm, which is fun because we can do a strum we haven't done yet today. It goes like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you don't like those those down, up, you can just do down, down, down too. 1, 2, 3, here we go. A minor, C, D, F, A minor, E7, A minor, and single E7. That's going to happen a fair number of times in this song. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God I know one. I cannot shake this cough. It's making me mad. A minor, E7, A minor. My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk, and the only time he's satisfied is when he's on a drunk. Oh, mother, tell your children not to do what I have done. 2, 3. Spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. I got one foot on the platform and the other foot on the train. I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God I know one. 2, 3, 4, and A minor. All right. Look, I can stick around a little longer. So again, if you have to duck out, that's okay. But we might get through these other two songs. I'm going to do Mad World next. And this is one where I like to simplify the picking. I love that this is suggested because we have not done a picking one yet, this jam, and you can do a simple beginner version of the picking pattern that I've put here. Just do what it says here, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is numbering the fingers, not the strings. So that's G, C, E, A, thumb, index, middle, ring, 1 finger per string. Just do that the whole way through. You don't ever have to change it. You can do it half time, meaning, or you can do double time. Either way. And so I'm going to start out with it the slower, and then I'll pick it up, but you can keep going with the slower, and it will still fit in between. You just will be playing every other one. Make it work for you. All right, let's try this. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere, and their tears are filling up their glasses, no to drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. Find it hard to tell you, 'cause I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. I'll go back to the slow one. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Made to feel the way that every child should. Sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, 'cause I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Sorry there. Enlarging your world. Mad world. Alright, my apologies. I may have taken that one slightly too fast. I just get excited about playing it. And then let's look at Wayward Wind without the key change for our final one. Anyone who can stay around, stay, and anyone who needs to go, again, you're totally understandable. We are a little bit after the hour. Wayward Wind, as I said, we will skip this optional key change, so don't worry about these bottom half of your chords. We don't have to play any of them. We'll just play the easier ones up on top. And I do like a down, down, up for this one, so I'm going to go back to that simple strum. And at the beginning, what I mean by times 4, I mean 4 down, down, ups. So 4 of those, then 2 on the A, then a single strum A, and then we'll begin. 1, 2, down, down, up. 2, 3, 4, 2 on the A, 2, and a A. Oh, the wayward wind is a restless wind, a restless wind that yearns to wander, and he was born the next of kin, the next of kin to the wayward wind. In a lonely shack by a railroad track, he spent his younger days, and I guess the sound of the outward bound made him a slave to his wandering ways. Oh, the wayward wind is a restless wind, a restless wind that yearns to wander, and he was born the next of kin, the next of kin to the wayward wind. Down to the bottom. Oh, I met him there in a border town. He vowed we'd never part, though he tried his best to settle down. Now I'm alone with a broken heart. It has gotten so dark in my room. It must be time to stop. With this time change, I now see that next time I will need to turn on a light before we begin, even if it is still bright out. I will say farewell to folks over on YouTube first. Thanks for hanging in there. I see there's still 4 people watching. Again, you'll be able to watch all the replay afterward and also any of the old ones you want to watch too. So thanks for being here. Thanks for the requests. See you again soon, I hope. And thank you to folks over